Hello everyone, it's the Dyslexic Lego Lover here, and today I am going to be building the Lego Icons Vintage Radio. So this is a cool set that models the vintage transistor radios of the past, and it was a super awesome build. Today I'm going to be sharing information that comes from the Lego booklet that is included in this set, and it begins with tune in on your creative channel. Before music streaming took over our world, the transistor radio was one of the most important groundbreaking inventions in portable music. You could carry it with you wherever you went, switch between AM and FM stations to find your favorite music or news channels, and try to catch the latest hit songs in between the scratchy static on the airwaves. From parties to workplaces to the beach, throughout the 20th century, the classic transistor radio inspired generations with new music genres, radio show series that left fans on the edge of their seats, and world news that made history. With the rise of on-demand digital music and radio, the hip transistor radio slowly retreated from our homes and public spaces. Still, they continue to evoke a sense of nostalgia in us, and there is something about the thrill and anticipation that came with those tactile experiences with the tuning mechanisms and imperfect transmissions that you just can't beat. From your Lego radio host. This Lego Icons Retro Radio is inspired by the colors and designs of the 60s and 70s and is designed to recreate the experience of playing a classic transistor radio. It involved not only model designers and graphic designers, but our sound designers and engineering specialists as well. With the host of the working on-off switch, the AM selector, the moving turner needle, and the option to snap in your smartphone, we hope you will have hours of fun discovering all the details in your radio, including of course the soundtrack feature on the built-in sound brick. So get ready for a trip down memory lane and be inspired to make your own music history. Search the airwaves. When you turn your Lego Icons Retro Radio on, you can mimic a switch between FM and AM radio and turn the turner dial to search the airwaves for your favorite channels. As the dial turns, the needle moves and the built-in sound brick is activated. Keep fine-tuning so you can listen to all the sound bites from each station. The Lego Icons team has created a unique sound experience exclusively for this radio, and every bit you will hear from the sound brick was scripted, recorded, and edited by our team. Except one. Listen closely to see if you can guess which one. Play with your favorite music. Enjoy the classic experience of listening to your favorite radio hits. Insert a finger by the red brick on the back of your radio to remove the panel. Attach your phone to the inside frame and start your playlist. Please keep in mind that all information shared in this video was written by the LEGO design team from the instructional booklet and not written by myself. Thank you so much for listening and learning with me, and as always, please enjoy the rest of the video. as always, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.